Hello again. I'm Dr. Mike Taz, Certified Facilitator of the Refuse to be a Victim program. This is a personal safety course that helps improve your alertness and awareness to crime and criminals, thereby making your lives safer and hopefully to prevent crime in your lives. After the initial introduction in the Refuse to be a Victim program, we talk about the psychology of criminal predators. There are 7 characteristics associated with criminal behavior, and I'll talk about one of them today. And that is the characteristic that of niceness is a weakness. Criminals see niceness in their victim as a weakness that they, the criminals, should exploit to the fullest so that they can commit their crimes successfully. When we see this and understand this, we see why the elderly are frequently targeted by criminals. Because of their age, they may not have the strength, the stamina, the flexibility, or the training to deal with the criminal and the crime. But also think about where they, the victim, came from. Their parents probably taught them that to strangers they should not be rude. They should be nice. They should be polite. And this, unfortunately, is what the criminal uses on their own behalf to commit the crime successfully. When a victim realizes what's going on, he may have to take a stand. He may have to be rude and let the criminal know, no, you're not going to do that, and let him know where you stand. In the commission of a crime, the setup of a crime, this is when the criminals are most likely to use this characteristic of niceness is a weakness. And we'll talk about that. Gavin DeBecker, in his book, The Gift of Fear, talks about pre-incident indicators. These are red flags, strategies that the criminal oftentimes uses to set up their victim. And when you see this happening to you, and it's being done by a stranger, you have to ask yourself, am I being set up for a crime, and what did I plan to do to get out of this situation? Now, in spite of telling you these things about crime and criminals, I realize that there's no one approach for everyone. People vary, criminals vary, the environment varies. But every situation is unique, and we are being trained to respond depending on the circumstances. When you see what the idea of what can occur, you have an idea, then you know that this is the type of scenario and this is how I'm likely to respond. You plan in advance what your response will be. The one thing that most law enforcement officers and safety counselors will tell you is that crime is most likely to occur when you least expect it, when you're complacent. Complacency, it's been said, is the mother of error and should be avoided. The other state that should be avoided is the state of denial. Oh no, that can't happen to me. That never happens to me. That's impossible. That'll never happen to me. That's denial. And when the crime actually happens and you're frozen in that state, I can't believe this is happening, this is surreal, this is a dream, that's denial. And when you're in that state and you're frozen, you can't make the decision what to do and you can't take action. You've got to move yourself out of that state of denial, out of that state of decision, and into a state of action to save yourself from that crime. We'll talk about that more at the next meeting. Until that time, I invite you to my blog site at www.drmiketaz.com. drmiketaz.com. Until that time, for your safety, I'm Dr. Mike Taz.